Greetings friends, and welcome to Lord of the Craft. My name is Telenir, and today I'll be explaining the part of my Nexus plugin that handles crafting. Let's get started. If you left click one of these 4 crafting squares inside your inventory, we have a list of items you can make without the use of a workbench or other crafting blocks. Let's take a look. These items shown here are all of the items you can craft from inside your character's inventory. Let's hover over the workbench. You can see the name, description, craft time, amount, and materials required. But do note, not all items require a craft time. In fact, most items do not. So let's try crafting a workbench. As you can see, we are prompted to craft it. So you can select another item to craft. If you're not particularly satisfied with this, we're just gonna craft it. Alright, as you can see, the materials have disappeared. We have the options to create more, craft all this kind of things. That's if you have more materials. If you click here, you can update the craft time, and you can see just how long you have left. Let's show you what happens when you cancel it. We get all of our materials back, and we are able to craft it again, which particularly, I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, click that. Now, meanwhile, I am able to roleplay. Genius! Alright, let's go check up on that crafting bench. Looks like we have 3 seconds left. Well, looks like 3 seconds passed. So, click on that, update, and gold nugget. Alright, let's claim this item. As you can see, workbench, fireworks commemorating our great success. And if we place down a workbench, well, you know what? Actually, I want to show you the pure genius of this crafting system. Let's take some oak logs and let's show you just how easy it is to craft. Alright, we've got 4 oak logs. Let's do this. Alright, click this, click some sticks. Alright, let's make some tools. There we go, close that up, put it in the chest, get rid of this. And that was all done within the time span of, what, 5 seconds? Excellent. So, let's take a look at the workbench now. You open this up, you are given the prompt for everything that a workbench can make. As you can see, the workbench can't craft all the items in the game like it used to, but you can craft workstations. What are workstations, you ask? Just like this workbench right here, craft stations have specific items that they can craft. Click on this, we have 7. So craft stations are stations that craft everything else that a workbench can't, and in particular, we have 7 extra ones. Furnace, mortar and pestle, cauldron, masonry block, tanning rack, and anvil, and lastly, tinker's post. So let's close this up. And I think I'm going to show you absolutely every single one of these. And let's get started. Alright. First up, we've got the cauldron for cooking delicious, tasty food. Oh, this is going to be great. Alright, open the chest. Take flint and steel, water buckets. Hold on. You might be asking me, Telenir, why do you have flint and steel, water bucket, and a cauldron? Don't you just place down the cauldron? Aren't these like unrelated items? Well, not in this case. Let me show you. Place down this cauldron and let's access it. Oh, hold on. It requires water. Alright then, put water in. Alright, let's try now. Boom. There is all of your tasty, delicious food. Oh, this is the mushroom stew, chicken soup, pork soup, vegetable stew. Oh my god, mouth-watering. Sailor's delight. Oh, pumpkin pie, chocolate cookie. Alright. You might be wondering at something else that's new. Time to expire. What is this? Well, you see, food is going to have an expiry time in 4.0, which means that once you have cooked, baked, or made food, after 4 days or however many hours, it will expire. The items seen here are, well, the times are placeholders, and they are yet to be tested by beta testers, and they may change and increase, decrease, etc. Alright, let's move on. Next, we have a chest, some stone, sand, glass, and torches. Alright, let's show you what you can make in a masonry block. As you can see here, you've got all these things. Let's craft some sandstone. As you can see, all I did was click. Now, there is another option. As you can see, it says right click to craft 5. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Right click, boom, 5 stone bricks. Alright, we do have a little crafting recipe change for requirements. Glowstone no longer requires that very difficult to find without going into the nether glowstone dust. So instead, we have a new recipe of glass and torches. Boom. Shift click, crafts, not in this case, but craft all. Absolutely. There we go. I'm just going to cancel that. Alright, we're going to store this away. Just a new recipe for your convenience. Next up, we have the beautiful tanning rack, and actually props to Shift Native for these amazing builds. Alright, open this up, tanning rack, leather, put away this junk, and let's place it down. Oh, well, it requires to be placed between 2 fences, and this is another building requirement, just like the cauldron. Not all of them do. Actually, I think this is the only one apart from the cauldron. Alright, we're going to place down these wooden fences, tanning rack, and it looks absolutely beautiful. As you can see, these crafting requirements are going to encourage quite a few builds. They're not too difficult to make either, and very well purposed. Alright, let's open this up. We've got leather, saddles, oh, all this amazing items. Alright, let's exit this, and I'll show you the next one. Anvil. Alright, leather cap. What do I need this for? Well, you see, professions are going to be tying in all of these workstations. So if I'm going to make a ferrum helmet, I'm going to require a leather cap and a few ingots. While it does require less ingots, it now requires its padding alternative. So a leather worker will make leather. Actually, let's backtrack a bit. A farmer will be farming animals, and they will butcher them. Poor animals. Then they will give a leather worker the leather and raw materials. The leather worker will process them, create armor, give them to a blacksmith. Blacksmith will make armor, and you have a functioning and very lively economy that encourages players to interact with one another and create items alongside each other. Alright, we have 2 items left now. Let's check out the mortar and pestle. This is where we grind up our sugar cane into delicious sugar. Alright, craft that, craft all. Next, we have the last, but certainly not least, the Tinker's Post. I'm gonna take some sticks, craft some redstone torches, repeater, and looks like I don't have the items. Alright, no one's looking. Alright. There we go. Okay, alright. No admins were looking. We are perfectly fine right now. No one died in the process. Escape. Alright, we had nothing to do with that workbench, guys. You just need to forget that, alright? Just forget it ever happened. Alright, so we're approaching the end of the video, but before we do that, I'm going to show you some very useful settings. We've got some customization settings that will make things a lot easier for you. For instance, go to your Nexus menu, right-click, and if you go to your settings, you have a few options to organize crafting with folders. You can disable this, and instead, what you will see is all of the items and no folders. If you like, you can also disable the craft prompt, which means that if you click on an item, it will instantly craft. Of course, it will instantly go to the timer as well. You can toggle seeing all recipes, which means that you will see recipes you have the materials for, in which case we will see nothing because we don't have any materials. If we were to go here, take a few items, open it up, and you can see exactly what we are able to craft. So these are a few useful utilities and settings for you guys. Alright, now I'm going to explain why on earth we are introducing these things. So, changing the way people are familiar with crafting is really tricky indeed, but this method turns out to be a lot easier. All you need to do, click and craft, cancel, etc. It's a very easy and swift process, and I think that players are absolutely going to enjoy this because, well, you don't have to memorize any crafting recipes. If we have custom recipes, they are all in your plans, and it encourages players to make themed areas. If you look at this beauty right here, you can see that Shifting has crafted up quite some interesting stuff, and I definitely am going to love to see what you guys can come up with. Next, there's a lot less clicking, memorizing, and it helps fuel trade roleplay. Just as I explained before, a leather worker and a blacksmith and a farmer, they are all tied together, as are armies and etc. Combat will definitely be something to reckon because it is quite costly and might be quite rewarding as well. We will see. Right, lastly, I will now explain professions. You see, why on earth would you want to wait 10 hours to craft, let's say, some blocks? Of course, that doesn't really require 10 hours, but let's say it does. If you do craft items, you will become better at it. What happens when you become better at something in life? Well, you are faster at creating that item the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time. Not only are you faster, you're also better at creating it. So what happens? So a blacksmith will become better at blacksmithing once they create iron armor, iron weaponry, diamond armor, etc. All those kinds of things, they are possible. Alright, let's pick this up. Instead of taking, per se, here, 15 minutes, I'm just going to toggle this on, it will take 5, or it'll take 2 or 3 minutes, or something a lot less than what it says right here. Not to mention, you will also increase the quality of your recipes. For instance, as you can see here, it is a white iron sword, alright? So, if you are complete garbage at your profession, like you absolutely suck, like you throw sticks and iron at an anvil and expect to get a good sword, then you will produce gray colored items, which are garbage. That happens when you absolutely haven't been crafting at all, and you have degraded your skills to the point where they're just worse than normal. Otherwise, everyone starts off at normal pace. You will create white items, which are default, they are common, they are normal items which have normal specifications. Next up, you have green colored items, which are uncommon. They are good. So you have a small little increase in damage or armor, etc. Next you have superior, blue, purple, epic, and the ever rare legendary, which will be gold or orange colored. Those will be especially hard to get, but once you do, well, it's all the more worth it. So this is how this profession, or this plugin, encourages professions. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you had a great time watching, and I look forward to seeing you on LOTC. Alright, let me know your comments and suggestions. I'll see you guys later.